Hi, and welcome to God's Table Hollywood. I am with my fabulous friends, Christine Avanti-Fischer, Kym Douglas-Robertson, and Dyan Cannon, and we are talking about dating over 50.
And the crowd goes wild.
Right, exactly. So the great late Diane Keaton said in her Golden Globe acceptance speech for Best Actress for Something's Gotta Give, she said, "Who knew that a film about a woman rediscovering love at 57, which is like reaching for the stars with a stepladder, would be so well received?" But do we really feel that? I mean, we're all watching The Golden Bachelor. And Mel, who has said at first that he wasn't dating anybody over 60, and that went really well, didn't it? So, of course, he had to rescind just so he could do it. Otherwise, every woman would have gotten out of the limo and slapped him,
Exactly.
I think.
Exactly.
I wonder if it was his idea to apologize or if the show said we have to do this before the show goes on.
I think the world said,
Yeah.
what on earth are you thinking about,
He
right?
just had to.
Right.
Now, Kym, you found love again
Yes.
because you've been so lucky in love, actually,
Aw.
after 60.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I actually said to Tim, my new husband, I have a really good picker.
You do.
I have a good picker.
You
And
know
that's
what
a
I
good-
pick?
What?
The 6 flags of red flags, usually. Not this time, but, in the
No,
past,
not
yes.
this time. But
Tell us how you felt.
there was a quote that I saw. It said that when you find love at a different stage in your life, in your latter years, it's just sweeter. And I think if I had to describe it, I would say it's just so sweet. I appreciate it more. I know how rare it is, and every single day, I really do. It sounds so cliche, and it's too sugary right now. I want to get rid of this. I'm sorry, but I pinch myself.
We don't
I
want
just
to.
Really,
We are so
Oh,
excited
I'm
for
so
you
sorry
every
for
day.
I know.
But what is sweet? What do you mean by sweet? What do you mean by it's sweeter?
I just appreciate it so much more
okay.
because, and maybe Diane, it's because he's so sweet.
Yes.
You know?
He is.
But
he
do you
is.
think, honestly, when we are older, we're looking for something different?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because we're not looking for a father or someone to father our children,
yes.
or
We've been through enough life.
right,
We don't
exactly.
need the same things we needed when we were younger.
I always wanted a challenge.
Oh,
Did you? And you
Is
got
that
it.
dumb.
You
like the bad boys?
yeah, but so how
dumb.
long did it take you to get that?
Yesterday.
You know what? Exactly. Well, that's
No,
good.
really.
You're moving forward.
Yes, you are. We're so happy you're maturing.
Diane, congratulations.
If it was hard to get, then it really meant not just that it was hard to get, but that he really liked me. There was a good side to that too.
Because you were able to get
I was
him.
able to get it. Yeah.
Wow.
Fulfilling the ego, like, oh, okay.
And it was kind of always easy to get guys for me. I never had to really work at it. And I don't mean that in a braggadocio way. It just happened. It
And
was just,
still, you are a magnet.
I know.
I've never seen anything like it.
True.
You are a magnet. So let me ask you, is The Golden Bachelor, is it good for dating? Is it good for us over 60? You're not over 60 yet, our young end of the group.
Yeah, I'm working my way
But
towards
is it good for
Yes.
dating, do we think?
well, Kym left herself open for
people hope.
dating. That's how she met Tim.
Right.
I mean, she left herself open. I was chastised yesterday by my friend Toby Fabian, who's this amazing director. He said, "I don't think you're open." I said, "What makes you think that?" He said, "Because you don't go out. You don't leave yourself open." I said, "Do I have to go out to leave myself open?"
Wait a minute. I know you very well.
You're out all
You
the
are out all the time.
You're at Laker games.
Exactly. And talk about trying to find a man. Laker games? Oh my
mean
goodness.
it.
I
Yeah,
know.
they're everywhere.
Right. And you just changed how you felt about dating.
Right.
Just.
Yes, it's true.
I mean, you're not going out on dates. Is that probably what he meant? You're just not
Maybe.
going out on
They're
dates?
swiping left.
If we could even just get her to be on her phone with Instagram.
I know, right?
Exactly.
But now you found love at 40.
I found love at 40, and can I tell you guys, I went through divorce at 40 years old, And I just said, I'm getting a divorce because I want to marry the love of my life. Okay. Because that first marriage just wasn't the right thing. And I went on dates every single week with whoever asked me out, Dyan. I went out with the good, the bad, the ugly. I didn't care. I just went. It wasn't fun, some of it, and some of it was okay. I always brought somebody with me the first date. But when I met John, that was an absolute answer to prayer. I had journaled that. I had prayed about it, much like what Kym had done, meeting Tim. But that's what we do when we walk with God, and we like to journal and talk to our Father in heaven, and then he blesses and opens up doors that we could never even imagine. And that's what I got with Jonathan. I'm just so grateful.
I can't believe I'm sharing this, but yesterday I made a list of the qualities.
You did? Oh, you're serious, girl. Girl.
I made a list of the qualities, and I made promised myself that unless there were 2 columns filled, I couldn't go to bed.
Wow.
And I filled them, but it wasn't that hard. It didn't take long.
See?
I call it the magic list, and I have it in my phone. I found love at 59, and my boyfriend was 68. Not to sound morbid, but I heard this morning that when you have less years ahead of you than you've lived, you want them to be really special.
Oh, that's a good thought.
So we're not wasting time anymore.
Exactly. Let's go back to the Golden Bachelor. We've all been watching, right?
Yeah.
The first season, I love to watch the women together because I thought the friendships, and
They were so
I'm not a
sweet with each
competitive
other.
girl,
No,
so
you're
it was really hard for me to watch competitions, I don't like that. But this season, I'm not seeing the camaraderie that I saw the first season.
No, it's
I agree
not
with
the
you.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it must be very difficult. Okay, if there's one man standing here and the 4 of us
Go after.
Right.
go after him, come on, guys. Whether you think you're competitive or not, you're going to be competing if you've got eyes for him and the whole world is watching.
Right.
It takes some courage to be one of those women on there.
Such a
Yeah.
vulnerable
So
position.
much
Serious
courage.
courage.
And you know what? They're putting them in bikinis and
Oh,
bathing
my
suits
goodness.
and, all
Up
the
to
things.
each and every one of those women.
Right,
Hats off.
100%, exactly. Now, you had
amazing.
talked about, you have a list about how the world sees
Yeah.
this and how God sees this.
Yeah, because I
would love
think
to hear about that.
as we're watching shows like that, half the people, maybe they don't have a faith and the other half do. I don't know. But there's a worldview of love, and then there's God's view. And so the world's view says, and this definitely relates to dating when we're older, youth equals beauty and desirability. But God's view says charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. The world says worth is defined by physical perfection or age. And God says man looks to the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. The world says love is conditional only for those who fit the criteria. God says love always protects, always trusts, always hope, always perseveres. The world says dating later in life is less exciting. It's not that great. God says there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And so we need to date in God.
We need to
Right?
be in the Word as we're seeking out that person that God has for us. We need to say, not our will, God, but your will, and not our ways or the world's ways. Let's do it your way, God. That's what I.
Dating is really changing because, we live in LA, so we see a lot of older, younger, I'm not going to point any fingers or anything, but that's actually what happens.
Diane's ready
what
to point
happens
some
a
fingers.
lot. But there are a few things that are changing. One is called popping off, and if you're Canadian, you're probably laughing now because it means something else in Canada. I'm not going to explain it.
Okay.
I'll tell you
And I'm
later.
married to a Canadian, and I don't
I
know
will
what it
tell
means.
you later, and
Okay.
he'll tell you later.
Oh, boy.
So it's called that because it's dating with increased intentionality and the rise of shared interest and a move away from casual swiping.
that.
So then there's something called the 888 rule with 3F, 3H, and 3S. I'm like, who's coming up with this? And
Yeah.
I can't remember all of it. That's why I'm
exactly.
reading off of a card.
Right.
So it means what's important: 8 hours of sleep,
Okay.
8 hours of hard work, 8 hours spent on 3 Fs, which is family, faith, friends.
That.
Good.
3 H's, health, hygiene. Do we really need to say that?
Do we have to say hygiene? Wow.
But okay, hobby. And 3 S's, which is soul, service, and smile. So I feel like people are turning to dating with intention. How do you feel about that?
I think that is 100% true. I have a 27-year-old, and he went to 11 weddings so far this year. 11.
Yes.
And half of the kids are 25, the girls are 24, some are 28. All of his peers want to be married. And I think that is such a great thing.
Same with my kids.
Yeah, I bet.
Right.
I bet they're in the same.
Yeah.
But I talked to Tim about this too, and he was saying, I was like, well, I don't know. Hunter isn't exactly ready yet. And he said, you know what, Kym, there's never the perfect time. There's never the perfect time for the wedding. There's never the exact amount of money. There's never the perfect location.
So
you
true.
just have to jump in if you feel like, as Christine
That's
said.
what Tim did. He jumped in.
Yeah, and you have to have faith.
You
Wow.
guys did that.
I've
Yeah.
never
It's
seen
such a
anything
blessing.
like that, but we all felt it.
You did.
I don't remember a time in my life where I've seen two people and we were like,
Yeah.
that's it.
I mean it.
They're married.
That's it.
And it makes me think of this quote that I had put on my Instagram that resonated with you. And it really is true. And this is a great thing, a great takeaway for the people listening and watching. And it says, you won't have to chase what God sent you. That's how you know it's from Him. And it kind of goes back to, because I'm like you, Dyan, in my younger years, if it was the hard to get guy, if it was the challenge, that gave me more oomph to go after. But it really is true. I didn't have to chase. I didn't have to question. I didn't have to wonder. It just was laid out for me. And that's truly how I knew it was God.
That's
love
so
that you
interesting
bring that
because so many of us do the dance.
Right. And not the fun dance.
Do the dance.
bringing that up
The
because-
dance meaning this is the move now.
Yeah.
And that's the
Right.
move. We can't let him know how much we like him, and we
yeah.
can't. I used to run around the room 3 times before I'd answer Carrie's call.
Oh my God.
I was just on my way out. I mean, talk about a
Definitely
dance.
doing the dance and
Yes,
the
I
marathon.
get very exhausted with games.
Games.
I get very exhausted with that.
It's exhausting.
I don't like it
It's
at all.
draining.
It's a turn off.
And also there is an order, you guys, and I would love to just say this for girls, women, whoever's watching us. When dating is a thing and you're in that dating mode, a man should be pursuing the woman. The woman should not be pursuing the man. And I think the order is very important to mention because I feel like I have friends, and even friends that are my age, that will like call the guy, check up on the guy, say, pay for the dinner. No. Don't do that. Let him call you or text you, however it is, email, I don't know what all the things are, Instagram you, but let him pursue you. You should not be pursuing him. That's not God's order. And so when I met John, he pursued me. He lived in Canada, I was here, and he's the one that sent the flowers, called and asked for the date, invited me here or there. I did not do that with him, and that's the way it should be. That's the order. I watched him pursue you
Oh,
like
yes. Wow.
gangbusters. I mean,
In the car.
that's God's order. So
daddy
don't
used
pursue
to
a
tell
man.
me.
Let him pursue you. If that's
I don't
for you,
know.
that's
Christine.
You don't know?
oh, I do.
You know
yeah,
something?
I'm
I
with you.
agree with the principle of that. But I have a very close friend who just had to kind of nudge this guy a little bit because he just proposed. So I
like
think
that.
there are different strokes for different folks. And I think the man, my father always used to tell me, let the man be the hunter. The man likes to be the hunter.
Yes.
I agree with that principle, but I'm also just really happy for my friend where the guy just proposed.
Right.
Because she just nudged him a little he was afraid, and she helped him out of that fear spot.
That's beautiful.
So I think, yeah, it is.
Sometimes you need to say also, hey, it's been a certain amount of time or
Right.
whatever,
Here's
and
what I'll-
where are we going
Thank you.
with this?
Exactly.
That's what I said to John.
Right.
I'm on the path towards marriage. If you're not, that's okay. You can be on a different path and we could be friends, but this is my path. I said it on the first date.
And a little bit about intimacy too. I think people are going a little too fast on that.
Oh, yes.
Like I told Todd, I was like, look, I am slow in this area. I really need to get to know you.
Yeah, I
And
think
that
that's
doesn't
so
always
good.
happen.
Yeah.
How about you girls?
Well,
gosh,
I
I
haven't been
take
perfect in
forever.
that area, so
You
I'm
take
not going to
forever?
talk about it.
You know, with you, I wasn't sure what was coming out of your
I
mouth, to be honest with you.
I talk about it a lot.
God's will is to wait for marriage, okay? That's the bottom line.
Understood.
Try to wait for marriage. Do the best that you can to wait for marriage.
I like a good test drive, but you know.
Anyways,
Sorry.
This is God's will, Hollywood.
Okay, first crushes.
Gosh, show me. First crushes.
First crush.
Yeah,
How
it
old
was
were
Sean
you?
Cassidy. Am I showing my age? It was Sean
Don't worry,
Cassidy
I'll
on
be
the
showing
poster.
mine next.
I mean, I must have been in 5th grade. It was a poster in my bedroom, and I would talk to him, and I just thought, this is the guy. He's so handsome and amazing and blonde. I just thought he was hot.
Cute.
Yeah.
What about you, Kim?
So my first one was Larry Bates at Brightmoor Church. I was 13. I wrote his name, Kimberly Bates. I mean, so cheesy and
cute.
weird. And every time he would come around, I would get a stomach ache, have to run into the bathroom, and was never in close proximity to the guy ever.
Oh, my
but was
God.
madly in love with him. So, and as a matter of fact, funny part of the story, after Jerry passed away, we're friends on Facebook. And
Jerry was her ex-husband.
Oh, sorry. Jerry was my ex-husband.
Late husband. Late husband.
And so anyway, he reached out, and it was just so sweet. And he happened to be in town, and we went out for a dinner. But isn't that
Was
funny?
it still
Tell him
there?
you had a crush on you?
Oh, he knew. He knew.
okay.
And he was, we always laughed about it. And it was just so sweet. And you realized, like,
That's a full circle. You had dinner.
yeah, it was sweet.
I was in love with everybody. I was in
With
love
everybody?
with Dyan. No, Jimmy let me wear his sweater today. I'm so excited. I wonder if I'll marry Jimmy. Teddy looked at me and smiled today. I wonder if that means he loves me. Joey asked me if I could have a soda with him. I mean, so I had no idea of what love was or a crush was. I really didn't. I just loved the boys.
I feel like we all did that in high school,
You
right?
still
Like,
do.
it's so cute.
Right.
I
exactly.
love the boys.
Yeah.
And now
they love you.
And they love me.
You do?
So now I'm just ready to hold hands with one.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
So mine
about
was,
yours?
well, there was two.
Okay. Oh,
In,
of
in-
course.
in preschool, it was David Kirkdorfer, and I think I peaked at love at age 5, actually.
Isn't it amazing how, Tracy, how you remember that name?
Yeah.
I
course.
do.
name.
Yeah, I used to go over to his house and play, and he was just amazing in London. And then David Cassidy was my next
really?
one.
Oh, we could have been sister-in-laws.
right?
Come
I know,
on.
that would have been good. So my half-brother Barry was David's photographer on the road.
Stop.
So when I came to this country, I got to go on the set of The Partridge Family.
Stop it.
And
Oh, my
have
goodness.
lunch with David. Like, he touched me, and I'm like, I'm never going to wash my shoulder again. I was all of 8.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
there was a picture taken of the two of us outside his trailer that my brother blew up. I mean, life size. So fast forward, I'm 26 years old, and I am in the OB's office, 9 months pregnant with Austin, and I meet this fabulous woman, Susan, who you know. And we liked each other so much, we tried to get each other's number, and we couldn't. Around this same time, my mother and I were selling our family home, and we sold it to David Cassidy.
Oh my God.
But I never met him during that time, so I never thought anything of it. And 4 weeks after I give birth, I start a RI class, a baby development class, and in walks this girl, Susan, and I'm like, oh my God, you're from the OB. She said, oh, I tried to get your number. And she said, oh, my husband's here. And in walks David Cassidy.
Stop it.
Right?
Stop it. I would have
And
just
he says,
fainted.
I said, you bought my house. He said, oh my God, that's you and me in the garage, right? I said, yes, there's that big picture that my brother took. I mean, it was amazing. So she invited me for breakfast like a week later, and I go to my home that I was with my grandparents in, which is now theirs, and we're having breakfast, and David comes in and goes, okay, bye, I'm gonna go. And he comes over and he kisses me, kisses her and leaves, and she looks over at me and I'm like, she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, David Cassidy just kissed me. I was 8 all over again. So it was that was quite the
Okay, I
story.
just remembered my first crush.
Okay, let's hear it,
here we go.
baby.
Okay, here's the grass and like a little hill.
Okay.
So David Orloff and I were behind the hill, and I said, can I see yours?
Oh,
And he said,
I knew we were taking
And
a
we're
joke.
gonna
I
break
know.
for commercial.
She went there.
She
It
went
gone
there.
on way too long.
I love her.
what happened?
Let it out, honey. Tell. I want to
Let's
hear
hear
it.
it.
What happened? David, can I see yours? He said, can I see yours? I said, of course. So he showed me his, and I showed him mine. And at that moment, our 2 mothers were in the house together, and they came out, and we got punished.
How old
we
were
got
you?
punished for 5 or 6.
Oh, yeah.
We got punished for that because you're not supposed to look at the little boy's what's-its, and he's not supposed to look. But I thought, I would have handled that differently if that had been my child, because it really put a thing on my thought that it was bad.
Right.
That was looking at that was bad, and looking at mine was bad. And I think so many things that happen with those first crushes or the first incidents or the first adventures like that, if they're not handled correctly, can leave a real mark on your thought.
100%.
All
right, so for last takeaways, let's talk about red flags.
Oh, gosh.
Red flags.
So what they say is lack of communication, constant negativity about ex-partners,
Oh, yeah. Good.
early requests for money.
Oh, yeah, you need to run. You need to run.
That's a no, girls.
Yeah. You're not paying
I'm
for
just
him.
going to say that.
Don't
That's
pay
a
for
no.
it.
And guys, I'm not going to just say it's for
Right,
girls,
right.
And a disconnect between what someone says they want and how they behave.
Thank you.
All right.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Right?
Really
Anything we can add to red flags that, even in relationships, meaning.
Here's a red flag.
Meeting new people. Yes.
I'm going to Vegas for a guy's trip. You probably don't want to be dating him. I don't think guys' trips
they're
to Vegas or to
Water
anywhere.
skiing outside of Las Vegas.
They're going to Lake Mead
Just
to
thinking-
water ski, yeah. No, but I just think a guy that's doing a lot of guys' trips, a lot of guys' things, a lot of guys' things.
I agree with you.
I think
If it's too
that's a
much.
little bit, once in a while, okay, but yeah, it's a thing.
I don't know. I think my whole thing with red flags is that I see them, but I don't always pay attention to them. I think that could never happen to me.
Right.
He or she might do that with them, but not with me.
Yeah.
Wrong. Pay attention to the red flags, guys.
100%.
They're there for you to see,
Yeah.
and God gives us discernment to see them with.
Well, that's what I would say, is that I would see them and maybe not act on it.
Yeah.
But when I started to hear God's voice
Yes.
and listen, that's when
So
it
took
led me in the
action.
right direction.
And I think I would say, just to wrap the whole thing up, is that the thing for me with the Golden Bachelor, what's happened to all of us is, love can find you at any age, at any stage, no matter where you are, whether you stay home and your director thinks you stay home, whether you go out every day, whether you're swiping left,
Hey,
right,
now.
left. Yeah, I didn't mean that. No, I didn't talk to you with that. I really did. I just meant whoever's watching or listening. But love really can find you, and never give up on love, because it's so worth it. And the whole purpose of this is that God is love, and that's what we're trying to project here.
So even if you're alone, I'm alone. I live alone with my 2 little rescue doggies. But I look at that word alone, and I see it as all one.
I love that. I love that.
All one. So I think if you can get over the fear of being alone and be happy alone, then you bring that happiness to whatever relationship
Right.
you're entering.
Perfect.
And I think that's the idea, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, guys.
Make sure to tune in each Wednesday for new episodes of God's Table Hollywood, where everybody has a seat.
When the world says give up, hear my truth. Fear not, for I am with